Hello YouTube, it's Chris, Harriet Pipes. Just a quick video really. Cheers everyone, happy Christmas. I've not really done so much pipe making. Yesterday I managed a full day, but nothing of any interest to show as yet. I was turning bowls and fitting a few stems, but it's not really got to an interesting stage to show anyone really. Tamp that. Just lit it. But I've got a nice rolled breast of lamb braising away in some red wine in the oven, nice and low and slow. So I should go and do the vegetables soon. But while I was waiting for that, I came down to the workshop for a smoke, and then I looked at my my machine à floquer. I decided today's the day, and I've got it up and running. So I'll show you it in a minute. Nipped off out to the shops this morning and had a smoke in the car on the way. And I thought I'd do a little chat about my 3 favourite blends really. And I reach for them regularly. 2 of them I don't often talk about on here, because I tend to smoke one in particular in the workshop just because it's to hand. But today I have, and this week I've had all 3. And so I thought I'd just sort of talk about them a little bit. It feels a bit strange doing this video because I'm going to show you the machines, so the camera's the other way around, my phone. So for once I'm just staring at a camera rather than a picture of me, which feels kind of weird because at least when I can see myself I feel like I'm talking to somebody, bizarrely. But today it's just, I hope you can see me. I hope I haven't cut the top of my head off or something. I think we're okay. Otherwise I should have to redo it. So the one I talk about regularly is the Cornell & Deal's Bio Morning Mixture. Which is a great all-day smoke vapor. I much prefer the flake, but you can buy the mixture in bulk in 16-ounce bags and it's like $40. So for an all-day smoke, that's a no-brainer, you know. But the other 2, one of which I'm trying to smoke now, badly. Is and what got me thinking I should probably mention it on a video is the room note on this is stellar, but it's also delicious tobacco, hence in my top 3. I used to be and still am a big Germain's fan, but I can't warrant spending the money on Germain's these days. It's even when it's you know, coming direct from a supplier, it's a good 50% more expensive, maybe more than anything else, and it's getting silly. Delicious tobacco, worth the money, not worth it to me, purely because I'm a tight kid. So don't take this as me being disparaging about Jermaine's. The price is dictated by the market, and that's that. It's just that I'm not that market when it comes to tobacco. So I was lucky enough to meet, and we've become firm friends, Greg Pease, this year when he came over to France to visit Bruno, and we hit it off, and we talked about all things tobacco. And the great thing about knowing and speaking to a tobacco blender is he points you in the right direction. You just tell him what your tastes are, and he sort of says, try this, try that. So these are both recommendations direct from Greg to me, and are my two absolute favourite tobaccos in the world. And there's a third one, or a fourth one, if we don't discount the Cornell and Deal Bio Morning, which is the Geometry, which is an Oriental plug, which is absolutely delicious as well. Excuse me. So it's on a par with these two. I'm not a fan of fannying around with tobacco. I like to be able to stick it in my pipe and smoke it. I do on occasions when I have time to fanny around, enjoy the preparation of plugs and flakes. And I, when it comes to flavour, you definitely get more from this. And it is absolutely stellar. And I order it, but I don't order it in quite the same quantities as I order these two that I'm going to talk about next. So the first one, which I'm smoking now, is from his original mixtures, and it's Cairo, which is an Oriental blend. I'll read the back of the label because Greg is a master of the pen. He's a top guy. I mean, he knows so much about everything. He's just great to talk to. And so this is what Greg writes about this tobacco. A wonderfully complex mixture of red, orange and bright Virginia tobaccos, exotic Oriental leaf and just a whisper of Perique. The flavour is naturally sweet, slightly nutty, delicately spicy and rich. Subtle citrus notes harmoniously support the more robust flavours of the darker Virginias. Cairo is a medium-bodied but very satisfying tobacco with a delicate aroma that will be enjoyed by Virginia lovers and the connoisseur of the Oriental mixtures alike. Now, when I was a teenager, my favourite fags, for you Americans, those are cigarettes, were Camel. And I'm still partial to the odd Camel every now and then, but it doesn't seem to taste the same. I don't know why. It's probably my palate. But Cairo is, for me, just a wonderful smelling, tasting, easy smoking Oriental mixture where you can really taste the Orientals. Again, my palate, I can't detect the Perique, but I'm sure it's there giving some oomph behind everything because he's a clever guy, Greg, when he blends his tobaccos. He's a bit of a genius. Well, he is a genius when it comes to tobacco, and he knows how to get the most out of his blends. I was watching Pipe and Tobacco the other day, and they were talking about Greg's blends, and it was interesting because the conversation they were having was about everything getting streamlined, what with the STG business going on at the minute and everything. But this isn't a criticism of that video. That was a really good video, and they're knowledgeable guys. But they're a little disappointed that Greg doesn't sort of hands-on blend. He does a lot more hands-on than people think. So just to say, you know, when Greg blends a tobacco, he blends a tobacco, and then of course it's made in bulk by through the company. But you know, Greg is very, very, very involved in every aspect of everything that he puts out, and anything that he doesn't think passes muster does not get produced and sold. Just so you know, second hand from the horse's mouth sort of thing. So anyway, Cairo, absolutely fantastic tobacco. Best tobacco I've ever tasted, for different reasons, is his Fog City Fillmore. And we were sat in Bruno's workshop one night, and I was talking about tobaccos I like, I like and very much red Virginias, but I like codgery tobacco, and when I say that, I'm not talking about some Bruno Clan and stuff like that. I'm talking about the old-fashioned tobaccos that, you know, that your granddad used to smoke and stuff. So the old Dunhill Latakias, not Nightcap, but things like 965, Durbar, Aperitif, you know, those kind of things on the English side of things. And then I'm quite keen on Gareth Hogarth and Samuel Gowith Perique blends and things. But I like things to be subtle. I don't like to be punched in the face by anything. I like blends that are rounded and complex in a subtle way, rather than being smacked in the face with 50% Latakia, you know. And that's me. And so we were talking like that, and he had a tin of this with him, this Fillmore, and he said, try this. And this is a tobacco that Greg blended for himself because he wanted a blend that he liked to smoke. And it's a vapor, and it's amazing. I love Virginias, and I love the subtle complexity of Virginias, but I do like a little bit something with them. So let me read what's written about this to do it justice, more justice than I can. A thick sliced broken flake in the Scottish tradition, ripe red Virginia tobaccos are combined with a generous measure of fine Louisiana Perique. It has got a lot of Perique in it. It's not a strong tobacco, and the Perique doesn't punch you in the face, so a generous measure is subjective. I have no idea how much he puts in, but I know that I love it. And and then pressed to marry the components and deepen the flavours, and that definitely happens. The cakes are sliced and gently broken before tinning. Fillmore presents an elegant sweetness and delightful piquancy, enhanced by a creamy richness that develops throughout the bowl. Sit back and enjoy a lovely leisurely smoke, and that is 100% what you get. Anyway, that's that. So without further ado, I better show you my new magic machine. There's very little that gets a pipe maker more excited other than grain than old machines that do lots of jobs. So let me just, it'll be more explaining because I haven't got the tooling set up yet. And I need some safety perspex and stuff set up, but I will not pick it up with that hand because that will make me disappear. I'll show you the new machine. So bear with. Oh yeah, you're seeing everything. There we go. So try and throw a bit of light over there. Something else I need is a lamp for it. What can we do? This is the lathe. Let's try and throw that over there as well. How's that? A little bit better. So this is a traditional, very old French pipe making machine called a machine à floquer. And what it's for, you get various tools like this one. which fit onto here. And with this tool, if I zoom, I don't need to zoom, I can just show you. You can fit blades, 4 blades there, which you tighten with these nuts here, bolts rather. And in the center is for a drill bit. I think that's a 7mm drill bit one. So for your tenons into your shank, facing off your shank, or cutting a shaped rim on the bowl, you make your tool how to exactly what you want it to do. That was terrible English, wasn't it? So, for example, you might cut a curved piece of steel with a sharp edge to do the rim on a pipe bowl. So for my fledgling range, this is a perfect machine, because if I want to make 20 billiard bowls with a nice rounded chamfer on the rim, I can fit into here the bowl with the cutting mechanism here, the cutting chuck here, and with this lever I just move the pipe towards the cutting tool and back, and I have a nice rim which I just gently sand by hand, and all done. So super quick and efficient for doing lots of the same job lots of times. So this is beechwood here, and you just cut a let's take that out. You just cut a hole to the diameter that you need, so you can make some for shanks and have the pipe fit in that way, so that you can drill that mortise and chamfer off the end of the pipe and square it off. Really cool bit of kit. So I'm sure you all want to see or hear it anyway, at least working, which is what I've been doing today. So let's move that off just in case. Belt driven machines are a thing of beauty. Ha ha ha! Listen to that. So this mechanism is turning, and it would have obviously the chuck attached, and I just move the machine towards the cutting tool, move it back, job done, undo, put a new one in, tighten it up, move it in, cut the pipe and move it back. I'm in love with my new machine. So anyway, I'm going to finish my bowl and have a beer and then continue cooking. This is the last video before Christmas, so Merry Christmas everyone, and thank you all for your support. Cheers, all the best.